Decoded.
Welcome to Book Decoded. You know, if you've ever found yourself thinking maybe fewer people might be better for the planet, or maybe even raise living standards, well, our book today, After the Spike, by Dean Spears and Michael Geruso, it really asks you to think again. It uncovers this, well, frankly surprising demographic future. Not just slower growth, but actual global depopulation. So today we're going to unpack why that might not be the simple fix some imagine and, what it means for all of us.
Yeah, it's a total reframe, isn't it, on something we think we know. I mean, we're all familiar with that huge population boom over the last few centuries. The authors call it the spike, which is a great term, this like abnormal blip in the grand scheme of things. Think about it. 5 million people 10,000 years ago, and now over 8 billion.
Right. And the really mind-bending part, the bit that flips the common narrative, is that this massive climate's about to reverse. We're basically standing right at the peak of that spike now.
Exactly. Global population is set to peak within decades. Could be the 2060s, maybe the 2080s. Experts differ a bit there. But if today's birth rates stick around like in the U.S., that's about 1.6 kids per couple, well, the population could fall exponentially. We could go from a peak near 10 billion down to under 2 billion. In just 300 years.
Wow. That's stark.
It is. And they stress this isn't some, wild sci-fi scenario. It's just the logical outcome of what's already considered normal family size in lots of places.
Okay, so that immediately bumps up against that common idea, doesn't it? That fewer people must be good for the environment. Is that actually the case? Is depopulation the environmental silver bullet?
The book argues pretty strongly, no, it's not. I mean, look at China.
Here.
Their air pollution dropped significantly, even while their population grew by, 50 million people?
That's a powerful counterexample. So if it's not population decline driving environmental progress, what is?
Right, the book points to policy, to technological innovation, things like advances in clean energy and our collective choices as a society. A shrinking population just won't happen fast enough to be a substitute for the urgent climate action we need now. The timelines just don't match up.
Okay. That makes sense for the environment. But what about innovation and prosperity? We often hear concerns about resource scarcity, but what does a shrinking world mean for, new ideas and economic growth?
Yeah, this is where they talk about the populace's prosperous idea. Basically, more people equals more ideas, more brains working on problems, more creativity, more discovery. And the key thing about ideas, unlike, say, oil, is that they're non-rival. They don't get used up.
Non-rival, meaning?
Meaning everyone can use an idea at the same time without depleting it. Think of kangaroo mother care from Colombia, or oral rehydration salts developed in Bangladesh, or even mRNA vaccine tech. These benefit everyone, everywhere.
That's a really important distinction. Ideas multiply. But how does that square with, the feeling of competition or just the sheer cost of supporting big projects in a crowded world?
Well, it connects to fixed costs. Bigger populations make it possible to support really specialized things. Think about advanced cancer research centers or big budget movies or even like planetary defense against asteroids.
Things that need a huge base to be viable.
Exactly. You need lots of people contributing and benefiting to make those things work. And this whole positive feedback loop, more people, more progress, more people, could genuinely break down if depopulation continues long term.
So if just letting the population shrink isn't the answer, what is? How do we get to stabilization? Is that even something we can choose?
Well, stabilization means birth rates need to get back up to replacement level, which is roughly 2 children per woman. And here's the kicker. Historically, once a country's birth rate drops below replacement, it has never gone back up sustainably.
Never.
Never in recorded history. So the book argues the only way back is through choice, making parenting more attractive, more feasible. That means really supporting women, tackling things like the unfair division of household chores and childcare.
Where men often still do much less, yeah.
Exactly. And it's not just financial support, though that matters. It's also dealing with the rising opportunity costs, what people give up in terms of career, free time, other life goals when they have kids.
Right. The trade-offs feel bigger now.
They do. And interestingly, the book shows that coercive policies like China's one-child policy, they weren't nearly as impactful as broader economic and social changes. And on the flip side, restricting reproductive freedom, they mentioned an example in Texas, can actually lead to people having fewer kids than they wanted. It's all about enabling genuine choice.
And underlying all this, there's a pretty profound ethical argument the book makes. What's the heart of that?
It boils down to a simple principle, really. More good is better. A future with more people living good lives is fundamentally a better future. The book really challenges us not to dismiss the value of those future lives that won't exist if depopulation takes hold.
It's like thinking about the potential contributions lost.
Exactly. All the potential innovation, art, discoveries, just human flourishing that billions of unborn people could represent. The authors argue we should value these potential good lives, almost like we value potential future residents when planning a city's housing. Letting depopulation run its course is an active choice to forego that future good.
So it's clear from this discussion, depopulation isn't something that just passively happens and maybe helps us out. It needs a conscious collective response. Policy, tech, social shifts, redefining parenting for today.
Absolutely. And the timing is incredibly important. The book estimates that delaying the start of a population rebound by just 50 years. That could mean billions fewer people in the future.
A staggering thought. Not just a number, but potential lives, potential futures. It really makes you stop and think, what kind of future world do we want? And are we actually prepared to make the investments, the changes needed to support the future we say we want? It's a huge question for all of us.